So a lot of agents out there are calling Season 11 the season of the sniper because a lot of the gear we're getting is centered around marksman rifles. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really run with that type of build that often, but it got me thinking. I really need to take some time before Season 11 begins and get used to running with a build like this again because my aim is absolutely terrible. Therefore, in today's video, my friends, I'm going to show you one of my favorite builds based around the Mantis exotic. What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and this build video is going to be a little bit different today. We're going to start off by jumping right into the build, and after that I will show you some footage and go over a few things as well. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, and we are having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5, but I will go over those details at the end of the video. Now, starting with the specialization, you definitely want to run with sharpshooter for this build. You're going to be getting an extra 15% increased headshot damage bonus. You're also getting an extra 15% stability with your weapon. As we scroll down, you have the sharpshooter tactical link, which gives all of your squad mates, if you're in a group, an extra 10% headshot damage bonus as well. You're going to get some extra armor while on cover, and remember, have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you have equipped. My primary weapon for this build is the Mantis Marksman rifle. Now, for those of you that do not have it, you can farm for it anywhere the Marksman rifle is the targeted loot. I suggest hitting up Countdown or the Summit, or right now with the General Anderson mission. You are guaranteed an exotic to drop after every single run regardless of difficulty, so you could try that and maybe get lucky and get this thing to drop. Now, the reason it's so effective is because of its talent in plain sight. Your scoped view displays additional information about enemies not targeting you. Headshots and weak point damage against enemies not targeting you are amplified by 50%. Headshot kills reset the cooldown of the decoy skill. This bonus will wait until the decoy skill goes on cooldown if currently active. Now, the secondary in this build is really dealer's choice. It's up to you. In the last version of this, I think I used the classic M1A with the talent Boomerang. That's a great option. In this version, I'm using a FAMAS with the talent Optimist. So it's really all about putting a secondary weapon in that you're comfortable with, so when you need to switch from the Mantis to another weapon really quick, you just know exactly how that weapon handles. It can be an SMG, a shotgun, an AR. It's totally up to you. Moving on to the gear itself, you can see I'm running 3 pieces of Aces and 8s, 1 Walker and Harris, 1 Providence, and Sawyer's knee pads. Now, there are so many different ways to run this build. We're going to go over a few options as we go through it. Now, starting off with the mask. It's the first piece of Aces and 8s, and we're running 3, so we get the extra marksman rifle damage and the extra headshot damage as well. And pretty much on all of these pieces, I'm trying to stack headshot damage everywhere I can. Moving on to the body armor. Using the 1 piece of Walker and Harris, it's a named body armor, the Chain Killer, and it has the talent Perfect Headhunter. And with that talent, after killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage. Your damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250 if your headshot damage is greater than 150%. Now, as I said before, you do have other options here. One of which is using a piece of Heraldry, because with that gear set, you're going to get some extra marksman rifle damage as well. And you can also roll the talent, the regular talent Headhunter, onto a piece of Heraldry. For me, my Chain Killer is just a better roll for what I'm trying to put together, but either one of these will work completely fine. Moving on to the holster, they are the second piece of Aces and 8s. Once again, I'm trying to stack headshot damage. You can see by that attribute. And as we make our way to the knee pads, you have a lot of options here. Now, I'm using Sawyer's knee pads because these have the talent Stand Your Ground. First of all, you cannot be staggered by explosions. Secondly, it increases total weapon damage by 3% each second you are not moving, stacks up to 10 times until you start moving again. And they do take a little while to get used to. And for those of you that may not have these, you can farm for them anywhere the knee pads are the targeted loot. In the meantime, you could put a piece of Heraldry there. You could make this a full-on Aces build, put a 4th piece of Aces. Again, you have a lot of options. Now, moving on to the gloves, it's my 3rd and final piece of Aces and 8s. And as we make our way to the backpack, it is the named Providence bag, the gift. It gives you 15% headshot damage bonus and has the talent Perfect Vigilance, which increases weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables this buff for 3 seconds. Now, you also have the regular talent Vigilance, and the only difference between the perfect version and the non-perfect version is a 1-second cooldown. So Perfect Vigilance cools down in 3, the regular one cools down in 4 seconds. So again, either one can completely get the job done. Now really quick, I wanted to show you a secondary option in case you don't have the Chain Killer or Sawyer's knee pads. What I would do is this. I would switch the chest piece to a Raleigh, put the regular Talent Headhunter on there. I'd switch my third piece of Aces and Eights from the gloves to the knee pads. For the gloves, I would then use Contractor's gloves because you get the attribute 8% damage to armor, and as far as the backpack goes, I would leave that exactly the same. For my skills, I'm using the decoy because you want that equipped when you're using the Mantis. For my other skill, I'm using the assault drone because it is a great distraction to NPC and puts out damage as well. And as I start to wrap this up and get into the gameplay, the one thing you want to make sure you have on this build is that talent Chain Killer or Perfect Chain Killer, because once you get that initial headshot, so for me, anytime I'm engaging with NPCs, I'm looking for a red bar because I know with this weapon I can take them out with one shot to the dome. And once that happens, that is when the talent Chain Killer procs and it is lights out from there. Now, most of you know one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have at the channel. So if you have any feedback that you want to pass along to new and returning players, please let me know, as the main goal is to help out as many people as we can. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, we are having a new giveaway at the channel. This one is for PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced May 4th of this year. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some more gameplay footage. I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, make sure... Oh, look at that shot. Ooh. Anyway, make sure you hit that like button as well, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Serious trauma detected.